and not the big boss. The role of a DPO in taking care of privacy compliance for your organization. Important position. He is the one who has to handle it. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy, and as I said, we'll talk about the role of the DPO and the privacy leaders as they are the boss and they have to control the overall privacy compliance in an organization. So, why is it important to talk about them? Well, they are the boss. Simple. And DPDP Act is not just compliance. It's not a tick mark sets. It's not a deposit of a tax or something. It is far beyond that. And by the way, I'm not saying that depositing tax is not an effort making thing, but privacy needs to change all the processes of the organization that we have seen in the last 7-8 days for each of the roles, right? So when privacy has to do that, there has to be someone sitting on top of privacy itself to see whether these changes are happening for the organization or not. As per DPDP Act, it's about accountability, not just compliance. Also because privacy breach from your organization is a reputational risk. So it has to be done very, very carefully. And DPO is the nerve center of the privacy systems. He is the one who is going to lead the privacy initiative. What does he do? Well, he is the one who designs the entire privacy practice for the business, for all the departments, how they work with each other, intercoordinated. Data moves between departments also, right? A logistics person needs information of whose ticket to be booked, the department will tell. Finance person wants to transfer the salary of an employee, HR will share the banking information, right? So data moves within the organization also, whether it's about internal employees or external employees. So the processes have to be coordinated between departments, and DPO becomes the center point for these coordinations. He tracks compliance progress and risk exposure. He handles the grievances, redressal, and breach response for the organization, and a central point of contact for the data protection board also, the regulators in India. As a job, it's supposed to be a mandatory job for significant data fiduciary, has to be based in India. For other data fiduciaries, depending on their size, they can choose to outsource the job of a DPO to a DPO service provider, which is very fair, right? It is allowed under the Act also. Really depends on your size, but you can always outsource your privacy compliance like you outsource your financial audits and legal teams also. So you can similarly outsource your privacy to external teams. DPO is supposed to report to the senior most authority in the system within the organization, apart from being the point of contact for the data protection board, and is responsible for ensuring that any grievance is answered within 7 days. He should advise on processing practices, and he should help applying compliance monitoring and reporting. These are his critical jobs. Apart from setting up the processes, maybe he chooses to use my favorite privacy by design model, right? Strategically, you need to have a DPO, internal or external. You need to talk to legal teams. You need to talk to regulators. You need to ensure that organizational reputation is not at stake. You have to coordinate across functions. You have to reduce the silos of people handling the personal data. And most importantly, someone has to support the innovation with compliance driven systems. These are the advantages that you get. Remember, for every organization, when the data size is or when the transactional size is larger, you need a department and you need a department head. And that's exactly what we are talking of. When your personal data handling is large, you need a DPO. You may not be doing significant or sensitive personal data, but you may need DPO because of the volume of information that you carry and process, and therefore you need someone to devise privacy strategy for your organization, internal or external. Need help? We can act as your external advisors. I hope you like the content of this video and you have gone through all the videos of the series looking at what different functions do with respect to privacy. If you like the content, please press the bell and the subscribe icon, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.